know right away who I was talking about. And who advises you? Sonia, 45, paediatrician, puts to Jenna. I can see she means this benignly, genuinely curious, but it takes Jenna a few seconds to threat check. Well, everyone, everything, Jenna answers. Like the whole internet, all day, every day. That's why I came here, to make it stop for a bit. Me too, says Lexi. She'd written 22 nutrition student, but I'm almost certain she's a wellness blogger here to spy or review. It's like, how far do I have to go to not hear the noise? The skin on Lexi's face is like chiffon pulled across a bodice. How many people will softly brush the back of a hand across it in her lifetime, I wonder, unable to resist? Lucy, 52, caterer, tells the group this trip was a gift to herself for getting through breast cancer treatment, and then the sudden death of her mother, alone on a packed ferry. All the noise I hear is in my own head, she says as I move to refill everyone's drinks. Just my own voice bringing me thoughts I don't want, one after the other. I thought I could escape that by coming here. Mindfulness is a crock, announces Sonia, sipping hard from her glass. I want my head empty, not full. The only time I switch off is when I'm sleeping, which is never. Is there such a thing as a sleep retreat? Death, says Jenna. That's what death is. I'm booked in. There's laughter, a snort, and then harder laughter, the real kind. I steal across to the kitchen to replenish the grazing board just as Ursula, 61, not currently employed, speaks for the first time. By the time I get back to the table, laden with fruit and cheese, a sober stillness has taken over the room, and every head is angled her way. She is telling them about her father, how his Alzheimer's had saved their relationship, formed it out of nothing. He'd been an awful man, she says, the sort of old-fashioned brute that works on cruelty like a shed project, like it's never quite finished, not yet perfect. And then somehow it did finish, Ursula says. The hardness faded when the other things started to, and love came rushing in. And it must have felt so good to him, like a food he'd never tried before, that he just kind of embraced it. He let it become him. He would reach over from his bed and pick up my hand and hold it like a bird, not a thing he wanted to crush. He would tell the nurses, "This is my daughter. Isn't she beautiful?" The same man who used to call me Festa-face, after Uncle Festa. I spent my whole life feeling ugly because he told me I was, that it hurt his Irish eyes to look at me. I look across at the line of women on my side of the table. Lucy's shoulders are shaking, and Sonia's mouth is fixed open in disbelief. A ripple of sniffs pop the air like bubble wrap. Young Lexi is stealing a glance at the phone on her lap, no doubt Googling Uncle Festa. After all those years of seeing myself through his eyes, unlovable even by a father, Ursula continues, he's become another person completely, his entire brain reassembled. Like his head got tipped upside down and everything fell out except these nice bits that had been stuck at the bottom the whole time. Sometimes I would think, don't let this be a trick, Dad. Don't let this be the cruelest thing you've ever done. And other times I would just give in to it. I'd pretend that this was him, that this version of him was the real one, not a bizarre gift from a disease. The 60 years before this were the aberration. Not this. We believe what we need to, I say, just to myself. And he died, she finishes, while holding my hand under his, and smiling at me as though I were truly beautiful. And his last words were, love. I could really go a pickled onion. Isha lets out a spray of wine from her mouth, or possibly her nose. The room exhales, released by Ursula's kindness. Punchline. Probably untrue or embellished, I think. Bless her for knowing how to do this, for carrying everyone through and then letting them go.